This is an Oddcast.
It's an Oddcast.
Welcome back to another special episode of the Oddcast. We have two very special guests with us today.
Yes.
And I think this is a continuation of the series we started last week.
Yeah.
Which is agency specific.
For sure. We were
roles.
talking about copywriting last time.
Last week, yeah.
Also, I think they also noticed that, hey, did Leandro lose weight and become more handsome?
Yeah, I'm keeping Leandro's seat warm while he's away watching WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We're jealous. FOMO rin kami.
Yeah, FOMO rin ka. Leandro, if you're watching.
Sana naman he's watching, diba?
Baka naman. For sure, nanonood yun.
Alright, and as a regular, we always have drinks here at the Oddcast.
Definitely.
So today we are sponsored yet again by Odd Cafe.
Beautiful.
Giving us, this is called, Dre and have the Dancing Pirate.
Wow.
Kevin Kolleen have the Sweet Lover.
Sobrang creative ng names. Ano kaya yung reason behind it? Like,
well, I think with the Dancing Pirate, because it's rum-based, diba? So parang, I think that's why. But with a Sweet Lover, maybe kasi rum makes you a sweet lover, I'm really not sure.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
On that note, let me introduce to you guys our guests for today. Or maybe they should introduce themselves.
I think they should introduce themselves.
Yeah, I think that's a good ano.
Pero
Sige.
ikaw magpakilala ka muna, syempre.
Alright, so as Leandro's, what do you call it? Understudy. I've been on this side of the camera as well, but on that side of the couch. My name is Deej.
Yeah.
I'm the resident Leo. And, that's all you have to know about me, I guess. You can judge me from that na.
Matic na yun. Connect the dots na yun.
And then my co-host, Kevin.
I'm still the same guy, but kailangan may ano eh.
Cuter lang.
Grabe. Mamaya na.
Alright, okay. To my left, we have Dre, who Kevin and I work with.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, she is the
Hi,
associate creative. Hindi, so ang dami ko lang
Ang dami.
Take two. She is the associate director for accounts, right?
Yes.
For production.
That's a beautiful title.
And then we also have Kolleen, who is an account manager from
I'm a senior account manager from Toot.
Toot.
Okay. Okay.
Now we know the tone.
Mag-apply
You
ako
just
sa
search
Toot.
me online and you'll find out anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
Toot for now.
Toot for now.
Toot for
until
now.
we decide. Sige, ladies, introduce yourselves.
Yeah. Just a short intro about yourself, what you do, or kahit hobbies nga eh, in general. Or kahit ano. Just to,
Who are you?
who are you?
Okay. Well, as mentioned, I'm Dre. I'm here in account management for production specifically because I do have a background in theater, which I guess something that the guests might find interesting is that my childhood dream was to be a Broadway star.
Oh, so do you act?
Oh, I try. I try. I'm more of a musical performer.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm very far in the field that I wanted to be, but I really like it here so far. So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're happy.
We're happy.
Very happy.
We're happy. Yeah.
Speaking of being
Cheers.
very far from where you are, or where you were, whatever, gets nyo na. I'm Kolleen. So as mentioned, I'm a senior account manager from Toot. But previously, this is actually my first agency job. I am one of the weird ones that transferred from client side to agency side.
Interesting.
Yeah, so prior being in the agency, I was with a retail brand. I was handling in-house marketing and PR for a retail company. And then before that, my undergraduate is in legal management. So ang layo talaga.
Wow.
So ang
Legal
layo.
management.
Legma to
But I'm sure that
advertising.
helps.
It helps with ASC.
I bet.
Oh,
I
my
bet it
favorite.
does. That's what I was going to say.
My favorite 3 words.
Yeah, 3 words.
Don't start with an A and
Yeah.
don't end with SC. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, how about some ASC? You want to screen it?
All right. So the theme for today is, as you can tell by now, account management. And I feel like a lot of people have, stigmas in their head of what account managers do. But what is it that account managers do? Because I always say with me personally, when people ask me, oh, what do your accounts do? oh, they're the client-facing ones, they're the brave ones, they're the strongest ones also. They take all the blows from the
Yeah.
clients. And I feel like that's something that everybody knows that you guys do. But technically, or maybe there's a better way for you guys to explain what you guys do. What is it that is needed from an account manager?
What's needed from an account manager?
Yeah.
No, I think primarily accounts team serves as the bridge between client and agency. So we advocate for both the brand when we're facing agency teams, and we advocate for the client when we're facing the agency team. So yeah, it's a sweet spot in between.
What about you, Dre?
Yeah, that's a really good, way to put it. And I think just to add to what Colleen said, it's, for me, account management is really about, the way I put it, it's like client servicing technically. Well, not technically, it actually really is client servicing, but as Colleen mentioned, a good mix of, advocating for the agency and vice versa when needed. So one thing that I would say would really define what accounts management is being the right communicator for both client
Right.
and agency.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Kev, if you had the same.
Actually, in college, they taught us about account management. As Colleen mentioned, it's defined as the bridge between the client or kung sino man with the agency. Sila lagi ang forerunner or ang front people in terms of communicating. Kaya I agree with Dre that you should have communication skills then. But question sa inyo, do you think it's also important to be charismatic as an account manager? Like, marunong kang ano bang tama? Romance. Hindi.
Lumambing.
Lumambing.
That's a good word.
Is
for
it important?
Lumambing.
I think so. Yeah, I think. Well, apart from being charismatic, I think you also have to come from a place of wanting to do the best for your client.
Oh.
Yeah, kasi yun nga, I think the instances where you'll need to make lambing is, alam mo naman, when you're asking for something difficult, or you're asking, I don't know, whether you're asking your team to meet certain tight timings, or whether you're asking your team to do the nth round of revisions, right? Or you're asking your clients to push back a timing.
Extensions,
Diba?
yeah.
Parang you have to come from the place of wanting to do the best for the client. So when you're pushing back timelines, for example, it's with the intent na, for example, the material really isn't the best that it can be yet. But of course, there are certain things that you can't compromise on. But yun nga, parang yung lambing kasi, it will only work if you're sincere, diba? So if you're not sincere about it, de plastic lang to be charismatic.
Hindi charismatic.
Yeah.
Totoo. And I feel
And
like
people see through that.
exactly. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
clients can see through that talaga when you're just trying to be malambing because they you need something from them talaga. No, and the way they explain things to me, Kev, parang na they're good at what they do.
Yeah.
Kasi parang when you ask them about something, gets mo na they're already calculating how you want to hear it in your head. Parang I get that from them. So I feel like they're really good account managers. I feel like this
I
is
hope
that.
so.
I know, right?
I have a question. Kasi ako as a creative, minsan hindi ko i-mention kung sino yung accounts, pero nandito siya. Before, kapag meron na siyang kailangan, parang sa tingin pa lang, alam mong, uy, may kailangan ako today. Parang ilalambingin ako.
Yung message pa lang sa yung hi Kev,
Hi
may
Kev.
emoji
Tapos may emoji. Sabi ko, I'm in danger. Gagano na. Kaya naalala ko din yung moments. Like, kaya ka tinanong, di ba, marunong kang maging malambing. Kasi minsan kaming creatives, na-appreciate din namin yun. Kasi from all the stress, di ba?
It's good to have like a
Yeah.
a kind voice,
diba?
na caring voice,
Oo,
or
for
even
sure.
just a caring message.
Oh,
diba?
parang breaker
Yeah,
lang, ganyan. Hi
that's
Kev,
true.
smile emoji.
Yeah.
Pero minsan parang, hoy, may kailangan ka na.
Or it depends also how stressed you are.
Yeah.
Parang when
That's
you're so
true.
stressed na tapos, hi Kev, you're like, fuck, ano na naman gusto nito. Pero when you're having a good day, hi Kev, hey, what's up? Do you need anything
Ano
from
kailangan
me?
mo?
Diba?
Gusto mo tapusin ko na yan?
You want me to do it today?
Gusto mo FA ko na yan? Yun, naalala ko lang. Kaya I ask about, being charismatic, marunong lumambing, not just to the client, but also to the creatives.
Yeah.
Yes,
Totoo.
yes.
For sure.
So aside from that, let's say it's a non-negotiable to be malambing, to be not naman successful, but maybe an efficient account manager. What else do you think, aside from understanding both the capabilities of your creatives and the demandingness of your client? How do you weigh that? How do you know which one to prioritize? Is it protecting your creatives, or because at the end of the day, client pa rin sila,
Yeah.
right?
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't usually know. I usually have to ask, which is for me one of the things that has honestly helped me throughout my career as an accounts person, is that you know who to ask and you know who to consult when it comes to tough situations. Because you don't always know how to handle tricky, for example, decision making and things like that. And one of the things that I love to do is to make sure I consult with the whole team and to be very transparent about why I'm consulting it with them, so that I also know how it's gonna benefit them or how it's going to kung mahahassle ko sila with what I'm going to do, para alam ko and para aware na din sila na kung ito yung magiging decision ko, ito yung mangyayari sa atin.
Yes.
And at least it feels like we're making the decision as a team, as opposed to having the pressure just be on me.
Yeah.
So that's something that I feel like has been really helpful for me, is making sure I consult everyone involved and going from there.
Gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, sa creatives na-appreciate ko kasi it gives us context on where you want things to do or happen in terms of, lalo namang deadlines,
Exactly,
diba?
yeah.
Kaya, yun. Ang ganda nun, actually. Ang ganda na. How about you, Kolleen?
Yeah, no, I think what you said is correct. It depends on the context matters. I feel like, for example, where like you mentioned demandingness of clients, right? So from an accounts perspective, we assess where is the demandingness coming from. Is it coming from delayed na yung deliverable and we still haven't delivered? Is it coming from a change in something for clients internally? Like one of the clients I have, they had internal changes structurally, so the decision makers changed, and therefore that changes things for us also. Because whereas before we were having something approved up to a certain person, now there are several or multiple more layers. So the demandingness is coming also from pressure on their side, right? So context matters in the sense where, like what Dre mentioned, no, it's about coming together as a decision, as a team, and your team also includes your client, and it's about coming up with a solution together. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all working. They're also working. You know, the campaigns that we put out are also their work. So we all just want to deliver something great, right? So at the end of the day, we make a decision that will work the best for everybody involved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I feel like being an account manager, there's a certain bare minimum of how understanding you are. Because every time I talk to Dre, and I'm just like, why? Why do they need this way? Why do they have to ask it this way also and stuff like that? But she will never say, because they're always like that. She'll always say, oh, we don't know, baka their bosses are being makulit, baka someone is forcing their hand and stuff like that. So I really feel like there's a certain bare minimum of how understanding you are to be, again, an efficient account manager. So yeah, but what about the things that you feel like aren't true when it comes to being an account manager? Like, what are misconceptions that you heard, or what are things that you found out by yourself when you became an account manager?
Ako meron ako.
Sige, go.
Nung college ako, may professor ako. Ang subject in advertising basics or 101. May tumatak siya sa isip ko kasi parang sinabi niya sa amin, mag-mortal enemies daw talaga ang accounts tsaka creatives for some reason. Kaya nung nasa college ako, parang totoo ba yun? And then when I graduated, first job ko, nagets ko yung where he's coming from in terms of bakit laging nag-away. Kasi yun nga, doon kasi yung communication, mga GOs, doon ang gagaling. Pero may times din na parang hindi ko rin maintindihan kasi in the sense, you're on the same team eh. You're in the agency. It should be not attacking your teammate but rather working with your teammate. Kaya yung siguro sa college, kaya nagulat din ako na parang, yun ba talaga? Magkaaway ba talaga ang accounts at creatives? But now, here, working, na-realize ko na mali nga yun. Baka, it's a matter of baka iba lang yung proseso sa kanila, yung culture nila. Yun. Sorry, hindi ako yung accounts, pero ako yung nag-react sa tanong. Naalala ko lang.
It's okay.
Ay, hugot
That's
ka
really
ba
good.
from your account?
Hindi. I love my mga accounts ko. Love you guys. Ay, si Dre nandito na. Love you.
Love you, Kev.
What about
sorry.
you, Dre? Any misconceptions?
Well, at my first internship at an agency, I thought that the account managers just did everything the client asked. That was really the way I saw it. I mean, of course, fresh out of, I was still in college when I had that internship, so I was I wasn't in advertising, so I was in theater arts. and in theater arts, you do everything your actor, your director, your higher ups say.
Yeah.
That's what we're trained to do. So it was quite a big what's the word, like culture shock to me to hear my bosses like trying to figure out how to push back to the client, and I'm like, aren't we supposed to just do what they say? Like, I'm so confused. And yun na nga, that's exactly where what Kolleen said at the start comes in. Finding the balance of when you need to push back, when you need to give in, and knowing the context of things and all of that. That all comes into account management.
Yeah.
Misconceptions. I don't know because again, I didn't even plan on getting into advertising really. I think, but I guess coming from where I worked na lang, and then when I entered where I am now, I think it's one of the things that I appreciate learning with my team was that it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to consult. Because I came from a work environment where when you ask questions, parang, bakit hindi mo yan alam? Alam mo yun? Like, it's coming from, dapat alam mo na yan? Or parang, when you ask questions, parang you feel like you're not doing your job well enough. So I greatly, greatly appreciate learning from my team now that it's okay to ask for help, that you can consult with your team. It doesn't even have to be like within the accounts team, like what you said a while ago, consulting with your creatives and the rest of the team also.
Okay.
It's not a sign of weakness if you ask
Exactly.
for help.
Right? And also, it's more of like, at least we're all transparent with what's happening.
Yeah.
That we know
Yeah.
when we can help also.
Amen.
Right?
Yes.
Nako, parang may hugot yung
Ay,
amen.
hindi. I love my accounts. I love you guys. Ay, grabe, hindi hugot yun. Kasi, going back to the question, misconception. Kasi, ako rin before, kahit in a creative perspective, takot din ako magtanong. Kasi my creative director or my head would feel na, ano ba yan? Hinire ka namin, tapos ite-train kita, ganyan. There's two sides kasi dun. Either you should know certain essentials na, di ba? And then, meron ding mga advanced things na within the company mo palang matututunan.
Yes.
May ganun kasi. Pero nowadays, I think from what a lot of companies do is, mas open na sila. Mas na-appreciate pa nga nila yung mga people na nag-ask ng questions or guidance. Kasi I think, before, kahit sa school, even way back, dati, medyo TMI, pag sa math class ko, pa nagtatanong, kunyari teacher ko, sabihin niya, pag hindi nyo nag-get equation, tanong ka lang. Pag nagtanong ka, papagalitan ka. Nanay mo na gets dito. Bobo ka ba? Ganun. Kaya feeling ko nandun nang galing yung fear natin. Or sa akin na parang ayoko na magtanong kasi sign of weakness. Ganyan. Pero nowadays, in the corporate sense or landscape, mas open na. Kasi asking questions is something you present na may concern ka to improve the process. Diba?
Yeah.
Ayun. Hindi ako nagugugot Sorry dun sa math teacher ko nung grade school ako.
No, but also, I feel like, yun nga, parang at the end of the day, we're all under one team.
Yeah.
Right? If there's beef between the client and us, it's not because it's the client and the account manager, or the client and the creatives. It's the client and your agency at the end of the day, diba? So I feel like, yun nga, once we realize that we're really batting for the same team, there's really no reason to not, alam mo yun, parang
shoot one another. Pangit ba yung word na yan? Bang! We're on the same team, man! Sorry, sobrang imaginative ng ano ko.
okay, since barila na yung pinag-uusapan natin, Kev, I think we should go to the more tricky part of this interview, of this getting to know with these account managers, great account managers. So I'm gonna say a word or maybe an abbreviation, and then you both have to say your initial, like, what's the top of mind word that comes to your head when you hear these magnificent,
beautiful
life-changing, life-sucking also.
Pag nakita ko sa chat to, matik namumula yung mata ko eh.
Oh no.
Parang gusto ko mag-SL bigla. Pag nakita.
Alam, may sakit pala ako.
Alright, so are you guys ready? I'm gonna say the word. When you
Top
say
of mind
top
dapat.
of mind word.
Bawal mandaya.
Alright, the word is ASC. Go. Top of
Hassle.
mind. Hassle. Kolleen.
I don't even have words. I'm sorry. I had to. The last few weeks has been a marathon of ASC applications for me. So
Oh my gosh.
it's very fresh.
Welcome to
The trauma
Q1
is
talaga.
very
Q1
fresh.
talaga.
Fresh wound.
Screening galore.
Alright, so for those who don't know what ASC is, I feel like we're all triggered by these words naman. These letters.
As agency people.
As agency people. But for those just by chance, someone is here watching us and you have nothing better to do today. ASC means
Ad Standards
Okay.
Council.
Ad Standards Council. I knew that.
Sure did.
Sure day.
All right, so these hardworking people are in charge to say when one of our materials isn't complying with these rules that they have, these standards that they have, and sometimes that's what pushes us to be better people na lang.
Better advertisers.
better advertisers.
More
Tama.
patient advertising.
Patient.
Yeah.
I
More
love that.
detail-oriented.
Yes. Present the facts.
Parang ako na-trigger sa sarili kong
Oo,
question.
ako rin eh. Nung sinasabi mo, nafe-feel ko yung parang may...
Nag-brew na siya sa loob. Alright, so when it comes to these friends of ours from ASC, I get it that sometimes we butt heads or we don't understand certain things or certain rules that are already implemented. But how do we feel about these rules? Because I hear sometimes that, when two of my accounts friends are talking, parang, ba't ang labo na? Parang akala ko tao yung pinag-uusapan. Akala ko office mate. Bakit siya ganun? Bakit hindi siya clear? Tapos ba't tayo magbabayad? Sabi ko, sino pinabayaran nyo? Ay, kapag-away lang kayo eh, di ba? ASC pala yung pinag-uusapan.
To be clear, tao din sila.
Tao din
naman
sila.
Sa bagay. Tao din naman. Hindi na tao tingin ko sa kanila talaga. Yeah.
Grabe ka naman, di.
Malabo sila kasi tao din sila.
Mismo.
See, great accounts management talaga.
Oo,
We're
eh.
extinguishing the fire when you can.
Oo
Diba?
nga eh.
Turn this conversation around. No, yeah, but I mean, what are the things that you feel like, I don't want to say can be improved, but what are certain aspects, either it comes to payment process, the fees that they mandate on people, or timelines of things that we have to pass? What are things that kind of, not, I don't want to say frustrate, it's so heavy, but
Challenging.
challenge you or make you a better advertiser?
Our our main host, Leandro, is the one who brought this to light to me. Is that there's some rules that kind of, what's the right word to put it without being offensive? Parang sometimes the ASC thinks, or they view our audience or the people we're advertising to as a little gullible, like too gullible. Na parang they don't give them enough benefit of the doubt, or what's the word? I can't think of the word. Pero parang they don't give them enough. Sorry, you can jump in.
I was gonna say, I think what sorry, I'm not used to calling him Leandro. Hi, Miggy. I call him Miggy because he's called by his family. And for those who don't know, I'm Miggy's brother's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hi,
I think
Miggy.
hi Miggy. Hi Miggy. No, I think what he was trying to say was they don't see the audience as shrewd enough
Yeah,
to
and-
assess
yeah.
if
For themselves.
For
For
themselves.
themselves.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
the whole having to not mention other brands in your ads, which I think is only a standard that we have here in the Philippines, is, I feel like you don't give your audience
Transparency.
enough transparency, and also parang the ASC thinks of them as stupid to think na, oh, they could be lying and things like that. Because obviously, when we make claims against a brand, we have to support those claims
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things like
Right.
that. So that's already part of what we have to do. So if they clear it, then the audience should be able to, defer for themselves. Like, do we trust this ad and things like that? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
I don't think they're stupid.
No, for sure. And also, I feel like sometimes it's kind of like, either one, why are you allowing these brands to hide behind a fake curtain that they don't want to expose themselves or who they really are?
Exactly.
And also, two, have there been that many, let's just say, bad agencies that have been fooling people into, parang these claims that they have? That's why they have to, you know what I mean? And I feel like in today's time, people are so, people have information available like anywhere,
Exactly,
anytime. And I feel like if you Google something, more often than not, it's what's true about something, right?
Yeah.
Or even just talks about it will also bring a new light to this topic or to this brand. So I just understand that. To me, I guess that's what's confusing to me. It's who are they really protecting?
That's a really good question because I
Right.
don't know what the answer to that is.
Sorry, hindi naman ako nag-start ng rally against
Hindi
the
naman.
ASC.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's
I'm
just,
Sir, salamat sa approval pala.
healthy discussion.
Applications ko medyo dami yun.
Ano yung mga in-apply nito
Isang ahensya yan.
Deny natin yan. Yung special screening, wala na. Screening na lang.
Oh my gosh, may special screening talaga ako.
my God.
Lumabas,
Oh, no.
guys.
Good luck.
Ma-approve yan.
March pa naman to.
All right, I think we should take a drink to the lovely people.
Oh yeah.
The ASC.
Cheers to ASC.
Cheers to
No.
ASC.
Cheers to ASC.
There's not enough alcohol for it. It is.
I
Alright.
agree.
So okay, that's one boss that we have to fight every now and then, I guess. Another boss level we fight are these meetings that we have with certain clients that sometimes start out as, oh, it's a briefing or a checkpoint, ganyan. And then when you do present your ideas and it's a checkpoint na nag-revise na kayo, biglang doon sila mag-align sa meeting nyo. Parang, am I supposed to be hearing kung kanino kayo na-frustrate kasi hindi siya nagpasa ng something like that? Or baka pwedeng sa Viber na lang natin pag-usapan.
I-chat to na lang.
Right? So yeah, when those things happen, how do you handle, like, I feel like a good term for it is like you were baited by a client to be in that meeting. So just in case they have questions, they're answered right away. But also, who has the time of day to listen to them? Align in a meeting where you're supposed to be clarifying things, not answering, new questions. So how do you handle that?
Well, I've only been in a handful of meetings actually, no, very few lang naman like that, no. But in the case of it was, hindi pala sila aligned dun sa brief. So nung nag-present, parang okay. But they acknowledged that
Oh, that's nice.
it it was a briefing issue that they should have aligned on earlier. But I guess to avoid cases like that, it's accounts' job to when clients call for a meeting. Syempre, we're the ones that clarify the agenda, right? So we know what to expect, right? And what's expected from the agency and what's expected from the clients and the objectives, the next steps and all of that. But if it does happen, a meeting like that happens, it's also our job as accounts to be the one to advise clients when, I guess, to excuse ourselves if this is a meeting that we're not supposed to be in anymore, or to advise or to pretty much to be the one to advise na this wasn't the brief that was given to us, and that's the tricky part of one of the trickier parts of being accounts, because we are the front line of the agency, and that's a clear circumstance where we clearly advocate for the agency. Kasi in cases like that, diba? You're the one that you're your team's voice. Because it's not gonna be the creatives who will say na hindi naman yan yung JO na binigay niyo sa akin.
Sino kulit? Ganun sila.
Diba? Because in the first place, wala naman, well, I don't know how it is in other agencies, but in our case, sometimes only one creative leads attends the client brief, and or the leads are the ones that attend the client brief, but it's really primarily accounts that cascades the brief to the team, right? So if there's something wrong from the brief and clearly followed naman yung brief, and yung brief yung may issue, then it's accounts' job to be the one to defend the agency and say, we did what was asked, and we delivered the work according to the standards that were asked, diba? If there are different expectations, then let's align, diba? So yun. That's the tough part kasi kami yun.
Yeah.
No, and I
That's
see
hard.
that. I feel like you guys are the most black and white when it comes to the people who handle with clients. Kasi parang if this was the brief, this was your ask, this was the objective. If everything ticks, diba, in that checklist, where did we go wrong? Parang, diba, it's more of like at the end of the day, ano ba talaga yung napag-usapan, right? No, that's good. So do you feel like that's the biggest challenge you've had with clients is misaligned brief?
Not necessarily misaligned, but sometimes ever changing. Kasi things happen.
May version 6.0 na yung brief nila.
Things
I
happen.
remember so many clients.
Things happen along the way naman that sometimes necessitate changes like these at the end of the day, it's just the agency that bears the brunt kasi tayong taga-execute eh. Pero,
Yes.
but for example, campaigns that are hinged on certain studies and then studies don't go according to plan.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Results weren't as favorable or results weren't what they expected. And nag-develop na kayo ng campaign for that one thing, right? And then, pag may changes, tayo mag-adjust as the agency. But at the same time, I think it's also, we have to align with clients on things like that. No? Na parang if we feel that things changed, then we just have to be clear and good enough communicators yon to be able to align with clients na, okay, this wasn't what was initially asked for. Not necessarily complain, but just to make them understand no, na you're adjusting with them. Yes, it's difficult. And I'm sure naman it's difficult for them too when they have to change things that they previously decided on because that impacts their whole strategy also or not just from a creative side but sales and all of that, right? Tayo naman, we don't see that na eh, diba? Yeah. But I think that's where the relationship with your client comes in also. And they have to know that you're working with them as partners. So when things like that happen, it's not necessarily easy, but they know that when you are pushing back, it's also because you're coming from a place na there's really something to push back about.
Yeah.
Right? Yun.
What about you, Dre? What do you think is one of the most difficult things about, a certain client?
Actually, when Kolleen mentioned an ever-changing brief, that was going to be my answer too. I feel like there's also kasi this balance of understanding the context of why the brief is changing, right? And as well as setting boundaries as to why on your part, like whether it's a scope thing or just it's been too many revisions and things like that, and we've done so much work already, and we're stuck at an impasse, and maybe there's something that needs to change here big time, and there's also this this balance of knowing when you have to tell the client na, hey, maybe we need to really regroup and really realign and take a step back on this project and look at it with fresh eyes again. And that's happened to us. I mean, I think you know who I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna say, but
Si ano?
Sinabi din.
Si ano?
so that's definitely one of the hardest things to experience as an accounts manager, because you also tried your best naman as a team, of course, to get the message across with whatever output it is you're working on, and a changing brief just makes it all muddy. You know, it's like it changed, and then we tried to apply, we tried to apply, and then it's like, all
Chop
these
suey na
changes.
siya. Hindi mo na-
Exactly.
Tapos, di mo pa nalalagay yung timelines, di ba? Like, may brief na binigay, so may expectations ka na sa team. And then you have to change it again.
Yeah.
Minsan, it's more than what was the first brief. May mga ganun na cases, di ba?
And production-wise also, like, it's just getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Like, there are clients na have been pushing back. Yung idea was pitched 2 years ago.
Buti sa inyo na push back. I think it's harder when the changes, the brief is ever changing, but the break date is not.
Oh, that
That's
is
difficult.
scary.
That's difficult.
Same pa rin yung may ganun talaga.
Yeah.
I thought of one client that we had
Me
to
also.
do that.
Ano ending?
And well, of course I'm not gonna judge na that client's out, but they liked it naman. In my head lang, it's also like, buti na lang na we were able to let them know na hindi namin kaya yon. Parang ganun. Otherwise, kasi if we pushed it, it would have been too bad of a... Not bad. I don't know if bad is the right word. Pero alam mo yun, ang gulo na kasi.
Ang gulo na nga kasi.
I think, Dre, to your point, yun din yung isang mahirap with accounts, no? Tayo yung taga-sabi na hindi kaya.
You're the breaker of
Hindi
news.
kaya.
The bearer of bad news.
Yeah.
Or kakayanin pero.
May pero.
Kakayanin pero ad scope. Kakayanin
ad
pero
budget.
move break.
Yun yeah.
Hala. Oo nga, parang nakaka-pressure. Like, you're the bringer of,
Yeah.
You're the bearer of all news, actually.
Yeah.
Diba? But I guess also, if you are the bearer of all news, sarap din the feeling siguro when you tell the client na we're done, diba? Or when
Wrap.
you hear
When
from
the
them na...
campaign breaks.
And the
is, I
campaign
think,
breaks,
yeah.
Definitely. Kasi feeling ko also, that's... Wala lang, parang everybody has as much effort put in, whether you're creatives, whether you're in production
Accounts,
or
right.
accounts. But I feel like once it's out, everything is gone na. Yeah, parang,
Yeah.
parang
Yeah.
all the late night conversations with the client, all of a sudden, parang ASC approvals na kailangan. Di ba? Parang it's all just like, whatever,
Yeah.
it's out, it's nice, and we fought for our idea and they got what we wanted.
Yeah.
So, we're good. Yeah, good. I mean, solid talaga accounts. I mean, like, I always tell this to the accounts people. I feel like I could never be an accounts person.
Same. dude.
Only because I feel like I don't have as much
Patience.
siguro, but also parang I feel like I'll flip out talaga eh. Na parang
Ako rin.
I'm gonna get fired, bro.
Same. Reactive person pa naman ako.
Ako rin. Reactive person talaga ako na parang kung boba yung sinabi mo at feeling mo boba yung sinabi ko, di ba tayo mag-usap?
Ba't na tayo nandito? Pero kudos talaga sa accounts. As
Grabe
in,
talaga accounts.
Grabe. Especially on mga crisis events, di ba? Like,
Definitely.
Like, kunyari nagka-issue with endorsers or even the campaign. Like, imagine you're producing, like, kunyari lang, nagka-something si endorser. Tapos, syempre, nagawa niya na yung material, di ba?
Yeah.
Paano mo ika-crisis management yan
Totoo.
as the accounts, di ba?
Totoo.
Di ba? Kaya kudos sa kanila kasi besides from being good communicators, you're also challenged in thinking of alternatives or problem solving in terms of providing alternatives to clients. Well, of course, production, creatives, pero in general, ang breaker pa rin ng news, sila magbe-breakdown sa client, di ba? Malay mo magalit yung client, mag-backflip bigla. Na, ano to? Ganun, kunyari lang. Sorry, ang weird ng mga quirks
Okay
ko.
lang. Pili ko nga dapat lahat ng accounts, pag nakakasolve silang crisis, they get a star.
Oo.
Diba? So pag sobrang dami na nilang star,
Like, dito.
grabe tong accounts nito.
Oo nga eh.
Grabe siya.
General yan.
General pala. Isang
10-star general.
Isang pa-check na dito. Ay, mong stars ba't ako isa lang?
Parang kulang yung space sa damit.
Ano siya, studded jacket na siya.
Doon na.
Crisis.
Ano?
Meron pa sa loob.
Cape na dapat.
Okay na.
Trail.
Or just a bag of
Grabe.
stars. Just keep on putting it in there. All right, sige. So now that we've talked about the difficulties, let's talk about naman the nice part about being
Yeah.
accounts. Diba? So what do you think is a success story you have as an accounts manager and you feel like the team really went over and beyond the client's expectations, or all the timelines were followed to the T, or like no hiccup, no anything, parang, or even like you pivoted from a really, really bad situation and you were able to, navigate through that and still come out on top? Because I feel like sobrang dami rin ganyan.
For sure.
Diba?
Oo, definitely.
Na yung mga, even as small as like holiday bukas, pero pinarevise, tapos hindi nag-reply yung creatives mo, but you did your best. Natawagan mo siya because you got the number from the yaya of the kapitbahay, of the
yaya.
driver of the ganyan, and you did it. And then the revise, and then kahit holiday, it was up. Diba? Parang even something as small as that, or as big as ninako nung director yung pera. Tapos,
Bakit naman nilakaw? Bakit yun yung example?
pero maganda pa rin yung kanila. So,
Panalo pa rin.
Sige na rin din.
Reference ba yun? Easter egg ba yun?
sorry, halatang hindi yung accounts kasi sobrang layo.
Ang layo eh. Pero baka malay mo may nangyaring ganun, di
I don't
ba?
know. We don't know what happens in the accounts meetings kasi. So baka
Kami, kunyari, nagluto yung accounts. Oh, nabaganahan yung creatives. Parang thesis lang nagluto ng pancit canton.
But yeah, do you guys have any success stories?
I'll start with something small. Well, small-ish.
Go.
When I came into this job, I was only working half-time in production because I was assigned to do other stuff as well, like more digital-leaning projects because I came from a digital background. And one of the first projects I had, the client was just not happy with the way the sound team we were working with was editing the sound bed of the video. So I had been clear with my comments to them. I made sure they understood and all of that. And for some reason, on my end, it sounded okay. Like, it was okay. And when it got to the client was just really not happy. And I had the sound team edit it again. And then suddenly I could hear what the client was talking about. And no matter how many times I tried to get them to understand, they just couldn't get it. So I edited the music myself on
girl.
GarageBand. And the minute I
Grabe.
submitted that version, the client was like, "This is perfect.
Wow.
Put it on the video."
Creatives din pala to sa
You
Tips
should
ka
put
pala.
like
I know.
lalabas yun, di ba, like in a reality show, like Dre, accounts manager. Sa kanya, / sound
editor.
/ MMA /
Additional
production
roles.
manager.
Lahat ng caps sinuot niya.
Lahat sinuot niya.
It was just that one time I had to do it. But I think it's also a testament to how sometimes there are just things na only you can understand in your
Yeah.
head. And there's just a point where it's like, sige na ako nagagawa.
And also, I think it's yun nga, having that relationship with your client na even if labong-labo na everyone else who's receiving this comment, but you still understand them in a way. Diba? Parang that also plays out with how
Yeah.
well you know your client and the
Aha.
relationship you have with them.
That's true.
Galing talaga ng mga accounts, bro.
Oo nga bro.
Grabe talaga
Sobrang,
yung mga accounts.
hindi ko naman sinasayang libre ako ng mga accounts ko pero ang galing nyo.
What about
Sige
you,
na, Kev,
Kolleen?
libre na kita.
Ayun. Gusto mo rin. Go, Kolleen. Sorry.
I don't know if I'd consider this my biggest, maybe not, but it is my most recent. So, just very fresh last week, right? Before we had a shoot, before it was announced as a holiday, we had a shoot scheduled nung Friday. So, yeah. So, hindi pa namin alam na holiday, right? So, Wednesday morning, I wasn't even really supposed to be part of that shoot actually now that we're going into the story. And then Wednesday, lumabas yung ASC results for the boards of that shoot. And all of the pretty much basta the 7 materials that were going to be produced on that shoot were all disapproved.
Oh my gosh.
So I got pulled in. With that team, and then was asked for help to essentially fix the ASC for it. So Wednesday night, syempre kasi shoot na Friday, right? So Wednesday night, we do the ASC applications for Thursday submission. And then Thursday morning submission. So we were expecting the results Friday. And then the announcement happened, right? Thursday night na. Holiday pala
It's a
bukas.
holiday,
So we were
yeah.
all panicking like, shoot na bukas! Tuloy yung shoot! May ASC balog! Maglalabas ba sila ng results? Thankfully, they did. They did. But we all knew coming into the shoot na parang we'll get the results of the ASC during the shoot.
The shoot, yeah.
Right? So on the morning of, so yun nga, nasama na ako dun sa shoot, right? And was there. On the morning of, I shit me not, laptop, 8 a.m., results come in, as in, for the 7 materials, parang loto, alam mo yung parang,
Lahat approve. At yung saya nyo nun.
yeah, exactly. Kasi the super worried na yung prod na ano ba, magmo-multiple versions na ba tayo ng script? Ganyan. Kasi the boards have a lot of claims kasi.
Okay.
So, parang they were already thinking kung magvo-versions ba para to know which articulation will be approved. Ganyan. So, it was just a big sigh of relief that all the materials were approved.
Ang saya, 7.
Yeah,
Seven.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Parang kill streak yun ah.
Good
Totoo.
job. That's true.
Combo.
So, yeah, medyo, yon. I don't know if the biggest, but maybe most recent. And
Parang
it was
nanalo sa
really-
loto.
That's a good win.
Ganun talaga siya.
That's
And
true.
as in, and clients in front, ay, pagbukas
Ang saya nila
laptop.
lahat.
No, and even when, as in, with laptop, and then you're opening the ASC result, as in talaga,
So
Pagkabukas mo ng
funny.
PDF. Oh my God!
Parang kang pumasa ng college, no?
Sobrang saya niya.
And then yung mga reaction videos. Ano may ganun na yun.
Ganun siya.
Ang saya naman
Ganun
nun.
siya.
Parang sarap nga. Parang ganadong-ganado ko to shoot
Oo
that day.
nga eh. Kasi wala ka ng worry dun sa aspect na yun.
Yeah.
Totoo. All right, next. What do you think is, because with me and Kevin, I feel like as creatives, we've had so many funny misconceptions miscommunications with client. Na parang they're gonna say something and then you're just so tired and then everybody else was so tired also. So when you ask them, ito ba yung sinabi ni client? And then hindi pala. And parang sometimes nangyayari sa amin ni Kev, we present it, tapos sabi, oh, also, I don't think the comment was addressed na we said, can we change it to that? And then Kev and I look at each other through the screen and we're like, oh, yun pala yung sinabi nila. Tapos parang Kev was like, Beach, mali tayo. So, Kev, oo nga, pero okay lang, buti quick fix lang. So yeah, like, what do you have like moments like that with clients?
Sabaw
Like sabaw
moment.
moments where you're just like, I must have misheard it, or maybe I just wasn't fully there when it was being said. You know what I mean?
Parang nag-autopilot.
Parang ka nag-autopilot.
Oo.
Pero you have notes of it, diba? Parang
Yeah,
hindi
yeah.
lang siya na voice out at all. Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like there's a lot. I mean, like, starting pa for when I was an accounts intern, like, it happens quite a lot. So, which is why one of the good traits of being an account manager is not being afraid to ask. Yun na nga.
Yeah.
Like, confirm everything. Like,
Tama.
even if it's down to, hey, did I hear this right? This is what I wrote down. Is this correct? So, I mean, that's something recent that I've been really making sure I do as well, you know, kasi my notes might be different from how the
Totoo.
client wanted to explain it pala. So, I feel like, you know, at the risk of maybe looking stupid or whatever, just ask. Because at the end of the day, what matters din naman is how the output is.
Yeah.
So, yun.
Okay. No.
Yeah. And,
Sabaw nga.
yeah.
Pero sabaw talaga.
Ako on that note, that's why it's so important for accounts people to do their call reports on the whatever meeting. Kasi that's where you can clarify kung may hindi na intindihan or yeah. And then at least if you call report it, it's on email and they revert back to you in email.
Yeah.
And if something isn't clear on the email, then at least you can ask for a call. And
That's
then you
true.
call report that call also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double downing on ano lang,
Yes.
diba?
Yeah.
Para everything is
Yeah.
covered. No, but also I feel like, diba, now it's it's available na to screen record meetings. And I feel like it's a double-edged sword because, at least we have a record of this. Pero when you do need the record, you have to listen to the whole meeting.
The whole
Right, yeah.
meeting.
Right? So I mean, like, things like that I feel like helps our accounts heroes, kind of like
They're heroes.
think less about, small things, but also the small things matter talaga. So even if it's a small thing and it's a small mistake, it could really translate to bigger repercussions down the road.
True.
Right? All right, so we have a secret segment for you ladies.
Nako, nakakatakot to.
So,
ko rin alam eh.
Di ba rin ba alam?
De, joke lang, alam mo.
Sali ka na, hindi mo alam.
Sige, sali ako. Game ako.
All right, so the secret segment is, what are we gonna call this, Gio? We'll call it this na lang. The accounts translator. is what we call
Accounts
this segment.
translator.
So we're gonna give you a couple of phrases, or maybe situations, and then you let us know how to voice out your concern towards your client in a professional / malambing / fire extinguisher way. Right?
Basta may bahay na nasusunog and then i-extinguish nyo.
Mismo.
Pili kayo, balde, extinguisher, tuwalya,
Tabo. All right. So the first, I guess the first line that we have for you guys, the situation is, it's a holiday tomorrow, and then your client says, on the morning of the holiday, I need this revised for posting in 4 hours. So let's just say you're the type of accounts person who will not, address that concern. How do you tell your client professionally that we can't do this today because it's outside our work hours?
That's how I would say it.
That's how you would say it?
I mean, that's already
Yeah.
relatively professional. I mean,
Okay,
you can
okay.
obviously add your what do they call embellishments to make it sound the malambing side of things and things like that. But that's
Would you
relatively
have said it
straightforward.
like that already?
Yeah, I mean, sige. If you want me to say exactly,
Sige.
Okay,
Sige.
kunyari, ako
Kunwari
yung
ako
client.
si ano.
Siya yung client.
Kunwari ako si ano.
I'll just say your name. Para walang dito. Walang cancelan dito. Okay, sige, kunyari sa'yo.
On call kunyari with the client. And
Hi, Jay. I know it's a holiday, but can you revise this artwork for posting in 4 hours?
Hey, Deej. Unfortunately, right now the team is actually out of working hours because it was announced to be a holiday today. But we can get that to you as soon as possible once we're back at work.
What if he says, pero kailangan talaga today siya ma-post?
Well, is there a reason that we need to post it today?
Galing talaga.
Ang galing.
Maybe we can postpone the post and maybe even regroup so that it's more appropriate for posting on a later date. Let us know how we can help you.
Paano ka magagalit sa ganun, di ba?
Oo nga,
Exactly.
Ako na-imagine ko, parang ang kupal ko. Pag, hindi,
Diba?
kailangan talaga today.
Di ba? Parang question yourself na kung magagalit ka ba sa
Ginaslight
ganun.
ba ako?
But of course, if the client gives us context as to why, like, it's really
Of
a
course.
timely post. Like, nanalo sila to, like, kunyari, Olympics post, nanalo si Hidelin Diaz today.
Tama.
Bakit mo pa ipag-delay yun?
Yeah.
Although, ang masasabi ko dyan, wait, is the context of this kaka-announce lang na holiday or not necessarily?
Sige, to make it harder, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
alam na nilang
Alam na nila.
holiday. That's actually easier because I would.
Oh, it's easier.
It's easier because
It is
I would have
easier.
said, "Hi, Deej. This is why I mentioned to you yesterday before EOD that we had needed your comments by a certain time for us to be able to address revisions. But unfortunately, at the moment, the team is already out of office since it's a holiday. The revisions that you've given us today, we can address when we return to work on Monday or whenever that is."
Can we cut that and end it and have that voice clip now we can use for all our clients
nga.
forever?
Guys,
Here's a friendly reminder from our friend Kolleen.
Pre-recorded response. Dapat may mga yung soundboard. Hala, ang ganda ng pagkakasabi. Like,
I know.
ako kay client, okay.
Gusto ko parang na-check yourself before.
Yeah.
Di ba, parang
Yeah.
before you say something, may pagkakamali ka. rin.
Oo,
But in a
oo,
nice
in
way.
a nice way. Grabe.
Okay yan ah.
Parang
Alright.
superpower ah. Parang di ko kaya, magbumura agad ako. Yun yung opener ko.
Get. What if, let's say, a client says, "Oh, Dre, or Kolleen, we need a post today. We just need to change the copy. Pero you both know, wala kayong copywriters. How do you express na, one, it's out of your scope, and two, wala talaga makakagawa? How do you say that?
I think I'm gonna need a little more context. Out of our scope meaning caption writing is really not part of what we're doing for the client.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
It's out of scope.
yeah, it's out of scope.
It's out of scope. Would you like to add scope?
Additional.
Would you like
we
to
can
add
send
this
you a
in
new
your
CE.
scope?
Yeah, I mean, it also depends. Like, what are we actually doing
Yeah,
for them?
yeah,
Like, are we doing creative direction? Then we can provide, I don't know. I suppose like keywords or something
Yeah.
to help them. But as simple as it's out of scope.
Okay. I feel like it's so hard to ask them hard questions because they're really good at what
Yeah,
they do.
yun nga. Ay, kanina
And
sabi
I'm not a bad client naman. So I can't,
Tapos sobrang aligned nila. They know their stuff.
Exactly.
Diba?
They know their stuff.
Ang hirap na
talaga.
segment na to. Galing nila.
Okay, so last na. Let me think of a difficult one. Ikaw, Kev, maybe you have a...
Paano pag yung mga cases na nag-pitch kayo ng dalawang ideas?
Does they want to marry?
Yeah, marry the two ideas. Tapos yung agency parang, ha? Magkaiba. Paano mo i-translate sa client? At paano mo nasasabihin sa creatives? Pero nung sinasabi niyo sa creatives, biglang, hindi pwede yun. Like kunyari, idea 1 sobrang contradictory do sa idea 2. Nag-no sila. How would you say to client na we cannot marry the two ideas?
I suppose the first thing I would say is, for example, Kev, hey Kev, so we appreciate that you like both ideas. Maybe you can let us know what exactly from the ideas you liked so that we know how to apply it to the idea you liked most.
Big brain talaga.
Big
dun sa
brain. Dinisect mo
Yeah.
yung ano yung gusto.
Yeah,
for
because
Reverse engineer.
That's smart. Di ba problem solver sabi sa iyo eh? Hindi
na
lang
nga eh.
good communicators.
Yeah. Ang galing kasi they ask questions while they're they're
Yeah.
answering a question as well.
I mean, yun nga eh.
Diba parang silang, you're like modern witches, guys. I really swear. Parang you know the brew to this client.
Yeah.
in the 1800s, I'd be burned at the stake.
Ikaw, Kolleen, how would you...
No, but that's actually really how I would go about it. Also, I would pretty much just say like, "Hey DJ Kevin, can you let us know what about each idea you like the most? Because currently we just explain, for example, the context of one idea and why it's different from this idea. But if you let us know what you like about each of them, then let's see what we can." Do not necessarily to marry them, but maybe put something else together that can apply what you like from both ideas.
Nice.
Grabe.
Grabe. For all you accounts out there, take note Standards are high. Standards are
Sobrang
high.
align nila.
Sobra talaga. Sobra
Hindi,
talaga.
imagine
Sobrang common kasi ng mga
That's
seller.
true.
I mean, clients also really
I mean,
always
sa-
ask.
I mean, sa amin,
They
di
do.
common kasi parang minsan naisip namin, paano nila nasasagot yun?
Totoo.
Di ba?
Or parang when our accounts say, sige, I'll be the one to tell client na. I always be like, sorry, you're gonna be on that end of the stick.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero it comes out naman parang okay naman
Ganun
sila.
naman. Yeah.
It's also like just to how we approach you about it. It's also different. Like you're like, okay, sabi nila hindi. Sige. So when we come back to you guys, it's like, ganito pala yung gusto ni client. So we're specific na. Para hindi
okay.
niyo naiisipin, paano
Right.
namin i-marry yung
Right.
idea?
Hindi word ba,
right.
hindi na kayo nagpapanik.
Yeah.
Kasi guys, ito pala yung ibig sabihin nila na gusto nila.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh.
That's really what being accounts is all about. Is like, yun na nga, what you guys called it, translating.
Yeah.
Translating.
Yeah, or dissecting then.
Yes.
Dissecting then.
Dami ko natutunan.
I
Parang,
know.
parang ako yung natuto dito sa
I
podcast.
know. Tsaka parang, alam mo yun, nag-backfire lahat ng questions ko sa akin. Kasi may sagot na pala sila na.
Doon ako na-amaze. Ang bilis.
Right? Na
As in,
parang,
parang,
you mean a regular Wednesday? Yeah.
oh,
I have an answer to that.
it's a normal day.
You mean yesterday?
Kasi alienated tayo as creatives, di ba?
And I guess also that speaks volumes of how well they do their job. Na we
Yeah.
don't even understand or hear of what's happening there.
Yeah.
It's always just for when they come to us, it's always like, this was the problem, but this is the solution that we have. What do you think we guys can do from here?
Yeah.
Diba?
Uh-huh.
Hindi na siya, parang may sagot na talaga sila sa tanong before they even ask it. Which is chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss talaga.
To the all accounts, you are amazing. You are loved.
amazing. You're appreciated.
Appreciated.
We see you. We see you.
Grabe.
All right, so I think that's all the time we have for today, ladies. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much.
No, but yeah, let them know where you guys can find you if you want to be found.
If you wanna do a shout out or a message,
or if there's like small projects or businesses that you guys
want to promote.
These cameras are your oysters.
That camera.
Oysters.
Oysters. Bakit oysters?
The world is your oyster. These cameras are your
Naisip
oysters.
ko, oysters? Excuse me. Kala ko may parang promo tayo. May oyster segment ba tayo? Biglang
Sponsor pala kayo ng oysters.
may mukbang bigla dito.
Hindi pa nalabas.
Ay, ito pala, sorry.
Yeah, go. Plug your socials.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're doing.
If you want to promote your business or your hobby,
Or kung may secret name kayo sa Bumble.
go shout
You
out
go
to
by as.
I guess I just want to shout out my family's business, Q It on IG. We sell, my mom makes amazing banana Q
Sarap.
and
Sarap.
cheese sticks that I
Sarap.
think you've
Cheese
tried.
sticks are the best.
Cheese sticks
Oh.
with spam and sriracha.
Oh my God.
Really, really good.
I'm
Yes.
lactose
I don't have my
intolerant,
own business.
but I will eat all of that shit, bro.
Same.
And maybe follow my son on YouTube because he likes followers and
Santi, my boy.
subscribers.
Santi, my guy.
I think his YouTube name is just Santi Turingan. So yeah.
Cute.
I love the branding. Simple.
Let's play na content.
Yeah, he streams his
Oh.
Fortnite games and things
Wow.
like that.
Okay.
Cool. What about you, Kolleen?
I guess I just like to plug the Andres Brothers business. For all of you guys that have printing needs.
Yes.
Reach out to Los Santos Printing.
I love LSP.
LSP.
They can print on anything, guys.
Oh, anything, guys. Anything. Benten underwear.
Alright.
What's an example?
Sorry, ang specific.
Feeling ko kailangan mo na ng bagong Benten underwear. Parang gamit na ata masyado.
Hindi ko na makita yung Omnitrix eh. Faded na siya. Sorry. Safe for work dapat tong... Hindi, not safe for work.
It's okay.
So yun.
But yeah, on that note, thank you guys for listening
Thank
in.
you for listening.
Thank you for, also supporting this
Yeah.
crazy group of people who
Yeah.
really don't know what we're doing, but we're
Yeah.
having fun.
And we learned a lot. We have to appreciate all of the accounts and of course to our guests
Yes,
for
thank
sharing
you, Jay.
knowledge
Thank
and
you,
experience.
No, I really learned so
having
much
us.
today.
Yeah.
I really learned so much. And I feel like they were already on a pedestal. Pero parang now, they're a floating pedestal.
Yeah.
Wow.
May deeper
Wow.
appreciation
Kasi
ka sa craft.
takot na rin ako sa kanila kasi I feel like they can manipulate me with their words eh. So
Parang
Diba?
pag mahingi, na-manipulate mo ko?
anong kailangan ni Dre? Wait lang.
Bakit nakangiti si Dre doon? Palapit pala. Si Colleen ba't nakangiti? May ipapa-revise to.
Alright, so follow the
Alright.
Oddcast on Spotify, Apple Music, right? And YouTube also. Correct? Okay, sorry, I'm still getting used to this Miggy.
Miggy, we love you.
Miggy, we love you.
Nalaglag ka na. Yan ang tawag namin sa iyo from then on.
Alright. So bye guys, see you on the next one.
See you on the next
Bye.
episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.